Senator Dianne Feinstein of California signaled to reporters over at the Los Angeles Times that she might actually acquit Donald Trump. And then after a considerable amount of backlash, she tried to backpedal and make it appear as though the reporters at the Los Angeles Times misunderstood what she was saying. So let me give you her statement. She told the reporters, quote, 9 months left to go, the people should judge. We are a republic. We are based on the will of the people. The people should judge. That was my view, and it still is my view.
Wait, that's a Republican talking point. Republican talking point 101. Hey, listen, you don't want to overturn the will of the people. And this is what we have elections for. Impeachment would be like a coup. It would be overturning the will of the people. How many times have you heard that from Republican senators? A million, right? And here comes Republican Senator Dianne Feinstein coming in, pretending to be a Democrat and going, well, I don't know, I mean, my friend Donald Trump, he did give me a nice tax cut. I'm incredibly rich. I don't know if you guys know that.
She's incredibly rich, exactly. And she knows a lot about sweetheart deals to corporations, real estate investors, those types of things, like her husband. So maybe she has a little bit of empathy for Donald Trump, who knows?
And she did vote for the Bush's tax cuts. Anyway, we told you Dianne Feinstein is really conservative, she is. Let's give you her backpedal, and then I wanted to talk about how absurd the backpedal is, and then how much the media immediately believed it.
Okay, hold, because there was more to her statement. I want to give you the entirety of what she said. What changed my opinion as this went on is the realization that impeachment isn't about one offense. It's really about the character and ability and physical and mental fitness of the individual to serve the people, not themselves. Okay, and then asked whether she would ultimately vote to acquit, she demurred, saying, we're not finished.
What part of that is unclear? So if you say, hey, listen, she might not acquit, okay, I get it based on that quote, right? But if you say she's definitely not acquitting, she said we're not finished. That by definition it means she's not sure she might acquit. Nope. The beloved Dianne Feinstein must be protected after it blows up in her face. But the reality is she said those things, or unless she's saying the LA Times and everybody else is lying, that she never said any of those quotes and they just manufactured it. I guess that she would be calling the LA Times fake news.
So after the backlash, she tweeted the following: the Los Angeles Times misunderstood what I said today.
Oh, misunderstood. So not misquoted, misunderstood.
Before the trial, I said I'd keep an open mind. Now that both sides made their cases, it's clear the president's actions were wrong. He withheld vital foreign assistance for personal political gain. That can't be allowed to stand. Now, I want to give you a quick stat so you kind of understand where this is likely coming from, the backpedal, which I find to be disingenuous. She told the Los Angeles Times that she received hundreds of thousands of letters from constituents about this impeachment trial. Feinstein told reporters that her office had received roughly 125,000 letters in support of the impeachment last week and about 30,000 against it. So she actually went against the best interests and the wishes of her own constituents in order to give that previous statement to the Los Angeles Times, right? So she should have expected the backlash. She got the backlash, and then she backpedaled in the most disingenuous way imaginable.
Yeah, so look, I opened it to Dianne Feinstein and all the other reporters now weirdly defending her. Although at this point, you guys know it's not weird. That's what the mainstream media does. If progressive says something, they'll jump all over the progressive, and they'll never, ever believe the progressive, no matter what the paper, and then they'll believe the national media no matter what, right? But if it's someone in power, all of a sudden, no, I'm so sorry, we must have misunderstood. Of course Feinstein is beloved and cherished, and she couldn't possibly be this conservative. Her voting record is massively conservative. Voted for the Iraq war, voted for Bush's tax cuts, didn't want to legalize marijuana. Well, after we already legalized marijuana in her home state of California, and I could go on and on and on. But no, she must be protected. So then what do you mean by misunderstood? Misunderstood how? What does it mean that we got 9 months left to go to the election? What does it mean that you're not decided? What is the reference to the will of the people? What are you talking about? Do you want to clarify? And reporters, do you want to ask her to clarify instead of trying to cover her ass? You're amazing. You should be all over this story now, like, oh my God, a senator from California just said that she's not sure about it, Donald Trump, and that we should wait till the election. Don't you at least want clarity? What do you mean misunderstood?
No, the Democratic Party is so embarrassing because the whole argument in favor of this Senate impeachment trial, this entire impeachment investigation, knowing that Republicans are going to acquit Trump, knowing that Republicans could dominate the Senate, right? The whole point was, all right, this is an opportunity to get Republican lawmakers on the record enabling Donald Trump's criminal behavior in the executive branch. And then you can use that aggressively to campaign against vulnerable Republicans, get them voted out of office, and get Democrats to control the Senate. That was the whole point. But then you have these feckless losers like Senator Feinstein, putting out these stupid statements about like, let's just let the people decide. No, your job as a senator is to sit there, listen to the evidence, and make a decision that makes sense. Acquitting him doesn't make sense if you actually listen to that evidence, including members of Trump's own administration testifying against him and showing that there was a quid pro quo.
Speaking of feckless, what does it mean in the context of impeachment to let the people decide? It's not a popularity contest. The question is, was it a high crime and misdemeanor? Was it something that violated his oath of office? Should he be removed from office? That is a question of fact and law. It is not a question of popularity. It's not a question of elections. If you say, and this is pure Republican talking point, that the people should decide, that means there should be no impeachment in the Constitution, because that means we have to just wait for the elections. But yet the Republicans impeached Bill Clinton. So by definition, impeachment is not about elections, because then we would just wait for the next election no matter any time the president broke the law. These are Republican, core Republican talking points. And to Anna's point now when Cory Gardner, who's vulnerable in Colorado, and Martha McSally in Arizona, and Susan Collins in Maine, etc., go out, and if they vote to acquit Trump, they're gonna say, what do you mean? Even Dianne Feinstein from the liberal state of California wasn't sure at all. She wasn't convinced at all. You see that? Obviously, we're right, and the Democrats are the unreasonable ones. Hashtag unity. Hilarious. By the way, Feinstein does say that she really likes Susan Collins. And I'm not, look, I gotta look more into if she just said that she doesn't want her to lose or if she was misunderstood or whatever it is. But she's big buddies with Susan Collins. Oh, policy, who cares? Democratic priorities, hilarious. But she's my friend inside the club, right? And so that's how these Democrats operate. They don't care about us at all. These Democratic Party leadership, they're conservative to their bones, and they don't give a damn about their voters. Feinstein should be held to account for what she actually did say and have her explain what the hell she meant by being misunderstood. Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR, so those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.